I'm gonna take a little bit of a stroll around real quick because we're finally getting some sunlight. Hold on, let me check one thing. So I've been in Lima, Peru for about, let's see, been in Lima for about 4, 5 days. I got here at night on the 21st, so I really wouldn't say I was here from the 22nd to 26th. I've been here for about 4 days. Um, you've been following my channel. You basically know that I've been in Colombia for the past 6 months. Uh, and when I say 6 months, like consecutively 6 months. Prior to that, I wasn't spending more than 2, 3 months in the States before going back out to Colombia, right? So there's a level of just lifestyle that I'm accustomed to basically living that I wasn't necessarily getting in Lima the first couple days. And I made sure to tell you guys that I know that it was premature. I know I haven't spent enough time in Lima to really like form this kind of opinion or anything like that. So I need more time. A lot of you guys are like, not taking into account for the fact that y'all know going from Colombia, Lima, Peru is like a strong detox. You know what I'm saying? Hola, está bien. Gracias. Mister, if I could put that in the trash. Um, and a lot of you guys knew it would be some adjusting for me. They're like, man, you've been in Colombia, you've been living there for like 6 months. It's gonna take some adjustment for you to get used to being inside of Lima, Peru. I'm out here on my gimbal, phone out. I feel totally safe though. It feels safer to me doing this in Medi. But I'm also in a safe neighborhood, right? This don't look like a neighborhood. People gonna run. People not even paying me no attention. I'm literally just walking. No one gives a fuck. But yeah, I'm a younger dude, so I think this idea that I'm coming out here looking for sex workers and things like that. I already found the sex workers. I found that first night in Kennedy Park. Uh, that's not really what I'm looking for out here. I'm looking for more social events where I can obviously see there's women out here looking to try to talk to men, try to meet men. Um, a place where I can really exercise the little bit of Spanish I was able to pick up while living inside of Colombia. And I just didn't see that. So far, you guys have been hearing my complaints and my crying. And you guys said, man, let me send you some spots to hit up. And so now we're hitting those places up. Today I went to the gym. Um, I saw some pretty beautiful females. I can't say if they're Peruvian or not. I'm in Peru. I would like to talk to some Peruvian women. Um, but needless to say, a lot of what had my mood down was the weather. I'm outside vlogging because there's sun outside. There's literally, you can see the sun beaming. I haven't seen the sun in 4 days that I've been here up until today. So, I know I came at a bad time of year. A lot of things I just didn't know before I booked that flight. Um, you know, because of where we are in terms of the equator, they're going into their winter time. Colombia is always going to be nice. They're in their summertime. You know what I mean? So those were things that I should have known, and I didn't do my own due diligence. But with that being said, this narrative that I'm not enjoying Peru because there's not any putas out here is ridiculous. There's a certain upbeat lifestyle I'm used to in Medellin, a certain upbeat lifestyle I'm used to being from New York. There's a certain upbeat lifestyle I'm used to living in Florida when I lived in Florida doing law enforcement for the last 2.5 years, you know? So when I come to a place that's even more chill in my hometown, it takes some adjusting. You know what I mean? So that's just what I wanted to basically say about that. But because I'm coming from such a high pace, high dopamine environment, right? I feel like I recognized that I'm going through a detox all of y'all should realize I'm going through a detox, especially those of you guys that's well traveled, especially some of you guys that were once my age. You can see I'm going through a detox. I told you I'm going through a detox. I'm like, for the first couple of days, y'all gonna hear me crying about how this shit is not Colombia. Because it's not like I voluntarily said, oh shit, let's go to Lima. I can't wait to see what's there in Lima. I had to make a border run. We're in Lima, Peru because I had to make a border run. Not because I wanted to just come out here, but watching International Zoe, KBS videos, talking to some of you guys that's been to Lima. Y'all said, man, go to Lima, go to Lima. A lot of you guys was telling me to go to Brazil. Most of you guys told me to go to Brazil. Like, yo, bro, go to Brazil. It's going to be more adjacent to you living in Medellin. The city you choose to live in, especially as a young digital nomad like myself, it means a lot. I have my appointment in about 20 minutes with my client, so I got to start heading back to the crib now. But yeah, it means a lot. Some of you older cats, and that's not to say that's what International Zoe was on. I don't know if that's what he was on or not. But a lot of you older cats keep pushing these narratives on younger dudes like myself as to what it is we're looking for out here. Like, yo, you just looking to smash all the hoes, smash all the hoes, smash all the hoes. I love smashing hoes. But considering living in Medellin, I'm not on a short stay. I've been living out of the country now for 6 months. I have not been back to this more than 6 months. We're going on 7 months. I haven't lived in the U.S. I'm out here trying to find myself, really. And I know I'm not going to find myself dealing with a bunch of prosties. I always say that's the initial step you go through when you're first getting acclimated into a continent like this, countries like this. You know, there's cheap sex overseas. The women need the money. They need the support. But that's empty. It's emptying. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just doing it for the fun of it, I don't knock it. I don't knock anybody that wants the P for P or wants a GFE. I don't knock it. I think too often we're too quick to poke daggers at each other instead of understanding where each other is coming from. So, I hope you guys catch my point. But another thing I would say too is, some of you more established YouTubers, established travelers, things like that. I feel like you guys should be trying to help some of us newer travelers rather than send subliminal messages on YouTube. Because the thing about when you start sending subliminal messages on YouTube is, even if you don't mean any harm by it, your following will carry your subliminals to who they think it's relevant to. Where you might have just made a video, maybe the HomiesHub, Osborne, Ani, Mentorship might have came to mind when you were saying something, but you didn't actually address it to us. Your following's going to carry it to us. And because we're such smaller YouTubers, smaller channels, we feel the impact of your words as if it's directed directly to us. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something you guys got to be mindful of. And I'm not only talking about Zoe, right? There's a couple of you guys know exactly who you are. You have huge platforms and, you're inspired to make videos based on our circumstances, and you're watching us bump our heads and you guys don't reach out. So because you guys don't reach out, or you don't acknowledge when another guy reaches out to you, it's going to come like it's an attack. Now, I have a good temperament. I'm not beefing with none of you guys. I'm definitely not beefing with none of you older, established travel heads. That's not my vibe. I'm a very peaceful dude. The niggas I got beef for is because I got beef for niggas that really deserve it. But, that's just my message. I feel like it doesn't matter whether it's the travel space or not. We're all black men. We're all finding our way to freedom, liberty, maximizing the most of our life. We can help each other out. You know what I'm saying? We can extend open arms. We can have conversations. It shouldn't be this thing where there's a disconnect between the up and coming and the established. There's a disconnect between the younger generation and the older generation. You know what I mean? I don't like going on old head rants. I don't like talking about how this nigga old head, that nigga old head, this nigga hating. I don't like that. So you guys know exactly who you are. I'm not gonna call out the other YouTubers because I don't want to seem like I'm starting trouble and picking fights with people, but you guys know exactly who you are. But this is your boy Mosa from the Homies Hub, coming out of Lima, Peru. I just got some work in. My tattoo's healing nice. So I'll keep you guys updated. You guys follow me on my journey while I'm out here. Like, subscribe to the channel. You know what it is. Peace.